So good evening, everybody, and welcome once again to this session 4. What I would like to do, dear participants, today is that, see, one thing we all need to remember or keep in mind. See, among the participants today, especially the last 2 days, I have been very busy with you preparing the list of who is going to sing on which day, वगैरह वगैरह. तो उसमें मेरे को ये पता चला, और I was already anyway knowing, but I suddenly realized that among the participants there is a lot of variety. यानी there are those who are not new to karaoke singing, there are those who are very new to karaoke singing, and there are many others who are already using karaoke and singing and recorded their songs and sent it to many people and things like that. So in other words, there is a very broad spectrum of participants, ranging from those who are completely new to those who are more or less familiar with karaoke, and third category of those who are extremely quite fluent with the use of karaoke and recording and all of that. Okay. So therefore, like I have said before also, it should not sound like as if I am repeating what I am saying, because what I say or what I will be sharing will be known to some of you. What I will be sharing will be very new to some of you, and so on. तो उसमें काफी यानी जो variety जो है, so it's very difficult to have a common level playing field with for this kind of a subject. Okay, so just to recap, we have done 3 sessions. We have spoken about, yeah, okay, Raja. Just to check whether, we have done an overview of the program of the karaoke, what is karaoke, etc. We have also spoken about what the singer needs to do to ensure that all the elements of the songs are taken care, all the principles are followed, etc., etc. And we also then spoke about karaoke types, karaoke downloading some of the tracks, and how certain portals are available, and kafi kuch we have covered anyway. So today what I will be talking to you is about the karaoke equipment, yani the technical part of it. Not very technical, because I myself am not a technical person, so I will not be dealing with the subject very technically or anything. But I would like to take you through what I understand as some of the trends. What is a trend in karaoke today? How people are completely leveraging or taking full advantage of the karaoke facilities available, and therefore how some of us can participate in some of those events and facilities, etc. At the same time, for our own benefit and satisfaction, what is the minimum equipment that we must have, how to go about recording our song, or just trying to capture whatever we are singing in a presentable form, and so that it is presentable and it is shareable with people, so that people who listen to it will be able to appreciate it in terms of good quality, etc. Okay, so just before I start, I just want to ensure that one of my good friends, and also one of my good friends in Chennai, he is also pretty knowledgeable about mics, speakers, etc. So he has just messaged me saying that, GD, I just want you to check whether he is audible, whether I am audible करके पूछ रहे थे वो. So Raja, I would like to introduce you. You can speak, and I would like to introduce you also to the audience. You are already a member of the group, etc. But for this session, I thought, I will be taking some help from you. So Mr. Raja, SK Raja, can you switch on your mic and speak so that you can satisfy yourself that you are audible? Raja? Can somebody message him, please? SK Raja, he has messaged me. Okay. So I will possibly have to reply to him.
Hi, Raja sir.
Yeah.
Can you unmute yourself?
माइक बंद है उनका.
Yeah, no, he muted himself.
Acha. SK Raja from Chennai?
I don't know, but there is only one SK Raja is there.
हाँ,
So I
वही है.
think probably he is the one. Raja sir, can you able to hear me?
1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raja, are you?
1
you can
minute.
speak now.
1 minute.
No problem.
You are audible.
I'm audible?
Yes.
Very much.
Very good. Thanks.
Okay.
We
So
can go
thank
ahead.
you.
Hello, everybody. I had said hello the other day also. It's such a pleasure to be part of this lively group. Thanks, GD, and thanks all of y'all. You all
Thank you.
rock.
Thank you. Thank you, Raja. Okay. So today, what I would like to share with everybody is this, that in India, across all cities and towns, right? Like in Japan, we have a plethora of clubs and bars which observe what is called as a karaoke evening, right? So there are many such restaurants and bars and hotels to which I have also traveled among various travels of mine, where I have seen that these hotels and bars have a dedicated evening they have dedicated that one particular day in the week or 2 days in the week. For example, if you go to Sterling resorts anywhere in India, I think they have one particular day or two particular days in the week dedicated to karaoke singing, and they have a regular karaoke club fitted with all the equipment and things like that. But the beauty of it is that they use persang. Remember, I told you all about persang, which is a mic with a pad, with a keypad on top of it, and which is got inbuilt, what do you call, inbuilt songs and tracks, right? And so they use this persang because then it is only for visiting people who come to stay there, etc. But today there are a lot of restaurants, a lot of bars, a lot of hotels and clubs which have started attracting people to sing on karaoke because they have the basic equipment already installed and things like that. And it is very nice for most of us to go and just sing a song or two, etc. So this karaoke trend has caught on very well across the country. And there are also social clubs like for example, the Gymkhana clubs of various cities. Like you have the Pune Gymkhana, you have the Bombay Gymkhana, or the Chennai Madras Gymkhana and things like that. They also have dedicated spaces in their club with the karaoke facility, and they also hold karaoke nights and things like that. अभिषेक जी, आप पिन मुझे कर सकते हो. You can pin me because I think yeah. Okay. And so this becomes a very attractive way and an inclusive way of involving the members and participants to participate in the club karaoke activities, etc. Besides this, there are also, I know of, at least in the city of Chennai and in Bombay as well, I know of very enterprising individuals who have commenced karaoke clubs. So what you do is they have the entire equipment set up and the large screen, and you can go become a member. You can take up a monthly membership or you can take an annual membership, and you are allowed to come there 2 days in a week or 3 days in a week or whatever. You can come order your sandwiches, you can order your coffee, and at the same time take 1 hour or so, or the time allocated for you because you are a member, and you can sing to your heart's content. So there are these such clubs and associations which are also formed by, as an initiative taken by private individuals. So they have a very spacious place. There are a lot of people sitting there. Chairs and tables are there. Coffee, juice, biscuits, sandwiches will flow. And you have a small stage where you can go by turn. You can book your number. You can book your song. And so they have a sequence or a serial number by which you can go next, your number 4 or your number 6 or something. And then these are like typical hangout joints. You can actually participate in them, right? And then there are also individuals, like for example, I know of 2 or 3 people in Chennai who have earlier been running orchestras. They have been managing orchestras. So today, what they have done is they have hired out or they have purchased a small real estate. Okay, it could be a small hall, maybe 20 by 15 or some such measurement, 20 feet by 15 feet or 20 by 30 or whatever. And they call these as what Shankar Mahadevan referred to in that video as music gyms. Music gym, right? So what you can do is this gentleman who runs the place will also train you. He will also have all the tracks, and he can reduce the speed or reduce the scale or whatever to adjust to your requirements. And so you can go to these gyms on a subscription basis, pay a monthly subscription or an annual 6 monthly subscription or an annual subscription, and participate in these gyms. Because then the advantage is you will find somebody who is singing little better than you, or somebody who is singing maybe not as good as you, etc. And so there is a lot of learning at the peer level. So आपको काफी वहां पे जानकारी मिल सकता है, friendship हो सकता है, you can have your own networking, etc. And this music gym owner, what he does is that he groups you into different groups. So you will come in the 4 to 5 slot, somebody else will come in the 6 to 7 slot, somebody else will come in the 7 to 8 slot. So 1 hour का जो slots बना रहता है, which you can pick up, which you can choose as per your convenience and comfort, and you can join these gyms. So this is also a very good idea, because then you don't have to invest in equipment in your house and things like that. Okay, and you can get practice through these gyms, etc. Somebody is just now messaging saying that in Bangalore you have karaoke groups. Of course, we all also started as a karaoke group. Now we are a music troupe in Chennai. Geet Gata Chal is our name. And I know of several karaoke groups in Bangalore. Like they have a group called Bar Rafi, which is for specializing only in Rafi, Muhammad Rafi songs and things like that. Then you have, one of our own seniors today, participants used to run an orchestra or a group called Hamsa Dhwani or something, right? And there was another group called Shri Dhwani, right? And so somebody is now messaging saying that her brother runs an orchestra or manages an orchestra in the city where they live, etc. So there are a lot of such groups today, and it is possible for us to go and join them. We can participate, we can practice. And some of these groups, what they do also is that they run an annual event, right? Even SMUL on a national basis, SMUL has done an annual event where you need to register first and then go and practice and participate, give your song, etc. So some of these karaoke groups also have their annual event where the members can present their songs. It can be a duet song, it can be a solo song, etc., etc. Okay. Then, as I told you, there are these private individuals who run karaoke studios. So the advantage they can offer, as I was mentioning, is that they can reduce the pitch or reduce the scale, or they can increase the tempo or reduce the tempo based upon your comfort. So those customization possibilities are also there. तो काफी मदद होता है इसके कारण, and it is easy for us because then we can consult that person and tell him, no, I can't sing high pitch songs, can you select some song or a track which is on a lower scale for me, etc., etc. And they have good equipment, they have the laptop and things like that. So that kind of a format is more familiar and more popular in cities like Chennai. Okay, so this is just to say that karaoke is very popular today, and you have not only private houses where groups will come together every Saturday evening or something, but these are now getting formalized. There are a lot of such formal, well-organized groups where you can subscribe and become a member and come and sing as well. So this is the kind of a trend that is happening in all cities, And whether it's Bangalore, Chennai, or Delhi, or Calcutta, or Mumbai, it is happening all over the place. Okay. Okay. So now I come to the second part, or the main part for today's session, which is the karaoke equipment that we must use for presenting our songs, or for recording, or for both, right? So what I have done is I have divided it into basic level and advanced level. Okay, basic level and advanced level. So at the basic level, what we need to know is that what Archana ji had already shown to us in the previous session, that I had shown you the Amazon screenshot of this Persang, which is an equipment. It is called Persang. For those newcomers who have joined newly to our group, it is PERSANG. P for Pondicherry, or P for public, PERSANG, Persang, right? So this equipment is a self-contained and self-sustaining kind of an equipment. It is a mic with a keypad, and the keypad, you can punch the number of the song. 1, 2, 3, 4 will be XYZ song, and there will be a book or a reference book where 1, 2, 3, 4 ke against mein there will be a song written saying Pukarta Chala Hu Main. Okay, so if you want to sing Pukarta Chala Hu Main, you will have to sing type 1, 2, 3, 4 and press the play button. Immediately when since it is connected to the TV, you can see the TV and the song will be going on. So if the TV has a fairly good audio system and a good kind of speaker, which any TV today has got, then you can start singing. So that is at a basic level. The advantage of the Persang karaoke kit is that it is you just have to purchase that and nothing else, right? So it is a self-contained kit, as I was telling you, and it contains songs in English, Tamil, Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Bhojpuri, and all that. But primarily it focuses on Hindi and English songs. There are a lot of very good collection of English songs as well. Okay, and the Persang cost is anywhere around 4,500 rupees or thereabouts, right? Sometimes Amazon can give you a good discount also. So you should be able to look at that, right? So that, if you ask me, for a home entertainment and for calling a few friends and sitting and having some nice mehfil kind of a thing, it's very good. Okay, now we go to the advanced. Advanced means, what I mean is, in advanced, I want to share some information with you with regard to 4 items. One is the mic. What kind of mic we should choose, what types of mics are there, what is the rough cost of these mics, etc. The second is the speaker. Punjabi tracks in Persang ho sakta hai sir, hai aisa lagta hai mujhko, right? Because somebody is asking me, are there Punjabi songs in Persang? Hai, because aajkal what has happened, the latest version of Persang has increased the number of songs in its hard disk. Okay, so it will be having a lot of Bengali, Malayalam, Punjabi songs and all that, but it may not have to the extent that you are satisfied. Okay, यानी तमिल में या फिर पंजाबी में या मलयालम में या कन्नड़ा में तेलुगु में हो सकता है, but not to your satisfaction. Yes, is there a pitch changer? Yes, of course. In Persang, the advantage is you can increase the tempo, which means the speed of the track. You can also reduce the tempo. You can increase the scale or the pitch. You can also reduce the pitch, because there are some buttons which are available in the keypad on top of the mic, which is by which it is possible, right? So that's what I said. So good questions have been asked, actually, saying that can you reduce the pitch, can you increase the pitch, can you reduce the speed, all that can be done. So that way Persang as a karaoke system is very good. In fact, frankly speaking, we all started with that, which at the time when it came newly itself gave us a lot of excitement. We were all completely excited with that Persang kit and so on and so forth. Okay, so what I mean by advanced level is that unlike Persang, Can you send the Amazon link again? Yes, I will ask Archana ji to again send it to you. It is available in the group. Somebody in the WhatsApp group can actually try to trace back the 2-3 images. We will send it again, please. Yeah, okay. So I'm getting distracted by these questions, but that's okay. Okay, so what I mean by the advanced level is that in Persang, you don't have to talk about mic, speaker, and amplifier and all, because in Persang, it is connected to the TV, and the TV output can be increased, isn't it? I mean, any good LG or Sony or Samsung TV can actually be very good. I mean, normally as neighbors, we also know what is the serial that is going on in the next door, because they would have kept the serial, the volume of the TV so high that we know that, okay, abhi ye chal raha hai, wo chal raha hai, whatever program is going on, etc. So I'm sure TV volumes are pretty good, and they are quite dynamic, and क्या बोलते हैं उसको, high on fidelity, etc. Because today's TVs are all very advanced versus the other things. यहाँ पे in advanced, what I want to share with you is that we have to assemble 3 or 4 components. What are the 4 components? First is a mic. The second is a speaker. The third is mixer amplifier, right? And the fourth, of course, is the basic device which you should have, which is the laptop, right? So you need to then put all this together, join them, put them to work with each other such that they coordinate with each other. And then the output of your speaker is something that you have been expecting, what the public will expect, or what the audience will expect, or what you yourself will expect, etc. Right? So at this, from this stage onwards, I would like to associate my good friend, Mr. S.K. Raja. I would be asking him 1 or 2 questions, because let me admit that he is much, much better than me when it comes to the technicalities of the of these devices. Okay. So the first is the mic. Okay. Now, according to common understanding, there are 2 types of mics. Okay. One is called as the dynamic mic. Dynamic. That means it's a type of mic, right? The second is called as a condenser mic, right? So there is a dynamic mic and there is a condenser mic. Now, what is the advantage, disadvantage of both? The dynamic mic, I'll just talk about it first. The dynamic mic is less expensive, right? So it may appeal to us to begin with. It may appeal to us. It does not require power, right? Because if it is connected to your mixer or something, it draws the power from that. So it does not require a separate power input, right? It is, dynamic mics are ideal for outdoor and live settings. So if you are giving a program in the lawns of a hotel or in the lawns of a large bungalow, etc., then possibly the preference will be to use a dynamic mic, right? These are all from the technical literature that I have picked up. Okay, so I'm not an expert, but I'm sharing it. I have made it as simple to you for understanding as it is possible. Okay. Then the other thing about dynamic mic is that dynamic mics are more ideal for loud vocals. That means, you're singing a rock song, or you're singing very loudly. You want everybody to dance to your song, and Bhappi Lahari is some kind of a song you want to sing, or R.D. Burman's high pitched songs or something like that you want to sing, then it is good. It is also very good. Dynamic mics are also very good for strong sounds, right? And the only problem is that the dynamic mic, according to the literature that is available, will pick up the external and ambient sounds, right? So if somebody next to you, let us say, is speaking something loudly, now that also will be heard by you when I am singing. So that is the problem with dynamic mics, right? But the price range of dynamic mics is anywhere from rupees 650 to 2,500 or whatever, because it depends on the brand. So the brands are, Ahuja is a very good brand because it is make in India, made in India kind of thing, right? So Ahuja has been a pioneer in the sound reproduction system for decades, right? So wherever in public programs we go, it is all Ahuja mics, Ahuja speakers, and so on and so forth. Now today JBL is a very common brand among youngsters because they also make a lot of Bluetooth speakers and all the other related equipment. Then you have a make called rods. RODZ. That's a very slightly high-end kind of dynamic mic. Then you also have a brand called MX, right? So the dynamic mics are, let us say, it is okay. I mean, I am not saying that it is bad or anything, but dynamic mics are good because they are less expensive and they are good for, outdoor programs and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, compared to that, what are condenser mics? After this, I will ask Mr. Raja to give his own views also. But let me just finish the comparison with condenser mics. What are condenser mics? Obviously, they are a little more expensive. They require a specific power input. That means the mic will not work when its power switch is off, right? So it has to be connected to a power source, right? The third most important thing which will appeal to us, all of us in the A to Z karaoke group, is that it is ideal for studio type setting. It is ideal for a studio type performance or a studio type recording. And therefore it means that I have to possibly infer or conclude that for a smaller gathering, let us say for a gathering of 50 people, for a gathering of your friends and relatives in your house, right? Or for a gathering of in a small party hall possibly inside a hotel for your wife's birthday or something like that. For those kinds of settings, the condenser mics are very, very useful. The advantage with the condenser mic is that it captures soft and delicate sounds and vocals. So when you are singing a very soft song, a Muhammad Rafi song or a Hemant Kumar song or a Talat Mahmood song or something, and when you are going to lower your level of singing because you want to express some nice feeling, so then the condenser mic will be able to capture those nuances. It will be able to capture those nuances, right? And the advantage is that it does not pick up the ambient sound. Like, for example, in the last program, when I was taking the program, I even told all of you that there is some marriage party happening, some Bharat is going, right? And so they were playing the musical instruments and all. And I don't think much of it you were able to hear, right? So that is the beauty of condenser mics. It captures soft, delicate sounds and vocals, and it does not pick up the ambient sounds, right? So what is the price range for condenser mics? Exactly where the dynamic mic price ends, the condenser mic price takes off, which means that if the dynamic mic, I mean, I'm not giving a final price or anything, but let us say if the dynamic price range is from 600 to 1800, then the condenser mic price starts with 2000, right? Because it needs a power source and all of that. Okay. Now, what are the good brands in dynamic mics? Sony, Walt, VAULT, Walt, right? Then you have Boya. Boya means B for Bombay, BOYA, which is what I have incidentally. And then you have Wright, WRIGHT, right? So these are some good brands in condenser mics. Obviously, they will be a bit expensive. So when you are starting to sing and when you are just trying to get used to karaoke, etc., I'm sure you don't want to start spending right away, right? So much of money or whatever it is, right? So I think we should start in a very humble way. We should start in a very simple way. Look at some less expensive equipment and get started, because it's your passion. I'm sure all of us are willing to invest. अभी किसके लिए हम इतना काम करके इतना कमा चुके हैं, whatever you may have earned, less or more or medium, whatever it is, we should spend a little on ourselves. That is what I always believe. कि थोड़ा कुछ अपने आप पर we must spend. है कि नहीं? Because we are following our passion, we are following our interest. So let us spend a little, but in a very carefully chosen, with the help of advice, with the help of good friends, etc. Okay. So now what I will do, okay, I have one or two more things to talk about mic, then I will pass it on. So now the other way of looking at mic is a very simple way of looking at it, is that mics can be corded or not corded. That means cordless. यानी आपने देखा होगा प्रोग्राम में कि some singer is using a mic but it does not have any wire, right? So it only has a small antenna at the end, right? A small chip, right? So that means he is using a cordless mic, right? So you can have a corded mic which has got a long wire which goes all the way right this, like this. It goes like this, like that. Long wire will be there to the mic, or you can have a mic which does not have a what do you call cord, right? So it means that's why you're saying that it is called as corded mic and cordless mic. Okay. Now, cordless mic is very convenient, no doubt, because उसके पीछे वो जैसे धूम जैसा the wire will not be extending, and on a stage when you are standing in the middle of the stage, etc., you need a long cord to connect your mic with the other equipment, etc. So many times cordless mic is useful, but क्या problem है cordless mic में? That it is connected to a transmitter receiver which will be kept somewhere else. ठीक है ना? It's a transmitter receiver which is giving the signal to the mic, right? So कभी stage में or anywhere else, when there are people walking in between, or when there is some impediment or some hurdle, then the cordless mic will not work. So you will be singing but the audience will not be able to hear. है कि नहीं? तो इसमें cordless mic में ये जरा एक problem है. But suppose you are using a cordless mic in a very small area where there may not be any such impediment on the way, or the signal getting lost, etc., then of course you can use a cordless mic. Nothing wrong with that. It's very convenient. It is very, very convenient, right? Okay. So therefore, what do we say? As experienced people in the field, a little bit experienced people in the field, at least I prefer, in a situation, I prefer corded mics. I prefer mic with my wire going all the way to the speaker, I mean to the mixer, so that I know that there will be no failure in the middle. Hey, because you want your song to be heard fully by the audience. You don't want any interruption. Correct? So corded mics are more reliable, and therefore, if you are given a choice, please prefer the corded mic. Okay. Okay. Then there are also mics which have built-in speakers. Today you have a mic. Okay. You have a mic. Okay. It's not a mic. I'm just using it like that. You have a mic. Then where my hand is, this is a mic. Hai ki nahi? So where my hand is, there will be a speaker here, square type of speaker in front of the mic, so that तो फिर कोई स्पीकर की जरूरत ही नहीं है. आप जो गा रहे हो सीधा आपको सुनाई दे रहा है, right? He is able to hear everybody. So I will now request Abhishek to show the images of those mics, including the one with a built-in Bluetooth speaker. Okay.
So
And Abhishek, you can pin me because I'm getting some other.
I
images.
already pinned you.
हाँ नहीं समझ गया. So you can show those images. Okay. Then after that, I will request Mr. Raja to add on to whatever I may have not covered. Okay. Yeah. So हाँ ये देखिए, ये जो है ना, so the image which you are seeing, see, it is only costing 465 rupees. Of course, it is originally costing 1,250, but यहाँ पे Amazon या जो भी है Flipkart, it is giving you 62% off. तो अभी इसमें क्या है कि you have a mic, right? The top end of the mic is the mic into which you are singing, right? But in the middle you have some keys, okay, to adjust, improve the volume, or increase the bass or treble, or whatever adjustments in the mic. And the gray portion, what you are seeing on the two sides, that is the speaker. So you don't require anything else. But आप Bluetooth में connect हो जाओ, Bluetooth speaker ko bhi connect kar lo, so that you can hear nicely. Okay, and then you speak on the mic, which is also having an inbuilt speaker. Okay, so this is one type of what is called as wireless microphone with built-in Bluetooth mic, right? Bluetooth mic with wireless speakers. Okay, so this is one type of mic. Second one, please. हाँ, तो अभी ये जरा थोड़ा बड़ा है, but it looks like a big equipment. But anyway, this also is going to cost you only 600 rupees. Okay, Aryan Logistics, I don't know which company is that, but it is available on Flipkart. So you have wireless Bluetooth speaker, which is the big box suitcase like thing. Okay, and you can plug in your mic to the suitcase like speaker and carry it around, right? So it has got a 10 watts output. That means it is fairly good for a large hall, party hall. Okay, and it has got a Bluetooth speaker, which is the red color one, what you are seeing there. Okay, and there is a mic. So all this comes with for 599 is, I think, very good, fantastic. You can ask your daughter or granddaughter to present this to you, or your son to present this to you. It is a good this one. I mean, good for starters, what I'm telling. Okay, with this you may not be able to give a professional program where about 100 people are present, but if you have 15, 20 people sitting in front of you in a house for a birthday party or a 60th birthday or whatever it is, I'm sure this should be good, very good. The next one, please. Next, yeah. Now this is again little costlier, because as you can see, this is also like the first one. Okay, but then this has got a 12 watts dual speaker on both sides, right? And it is a mic at the same time, right? So it's a karaoke microphone with a 2.1 channel and 12 watts dual speaker, portable handheld mic and speaker. So this is also very good, but then this costs about 6,181. I think this is which website is this? Is this bajao.com or Abhishek? आप जरा देख के बता सकते हैं, because that is getting covered by other things on the mic on the screen, so I'm not able to see.
I guess it's a you buy.
You buy, अच्छा. So there is a you buy which is also, I mean Amazon में, I mean Google में अगर आप जाके ऐसा सर्च करें तो आपको मिल जाएगा, काफी ऑप्शंस मिल जाएंगे, ठीक है ना? So this is also a particular type of self-contained mic. So here you don't have to bother about other equipment. You have to just go with this mic, which has got a built-in speaker. So I am showing you some very simple devices. Some may be a little expensive. I mean, each one has, all of us have our own budgets, etc. So naturally that will be our limitation. But can we go to the next one, Abhishek? I think there is one more, right?
Only 3 mics are there.
Only 3 mics are there. Okay, ठीक. So we will. I will come to the other pictures a little later on. Abhishek has got a few more of my pictures, which I have sent it to him. Now I will request Mr. S.K. Raja to come forward and talk about mics, because we are going step by step, right? So we have spoken about mics now. So I will request him to speak about mics. Over to you, S.K. Raja.
Yeah, thank you, GD. You're able to hear me?
Yes.
I think you have very comprehensively covered all the basics on the mic. And I don't think I have to add anything technically on it. What I'm going to add is, what is the kind of experience that we went through in learning this?
Correct.
So from our experience, for the people who are not fully initiated, that means who are not very tech savvy, I would say
Correct.
that, as GD said, go in for a dynamic mic with a cord.
Correct.
Experience yourself. I mean, it's not very costly. And then where do you keep your mic? You know, some people have to keep the mics very close to their mouth. Some people have to keep, some mics, you need to keep it about 1 or 2 inches away from your mouth. These are the kind of learnings and adjustments which you have to make. And this is very personal. It depends on your equipment. So when you're going through this phase, this is going to be a very important learning for you. And as you proceed onwards, I mean, I think GD Sharma ji will come to the next point. A mixer is a very important aspect in our whole gamut of systems.
I'm
I will
coming to
come
that.
to it later. But I'm just wanting to say that your selection of the mic will also be dependent on the mixer. Thank you very much, GD. I will put it back to you. Because the Bluetooth and wireless speakers, you need to be comfortable with the other aspects of your karaoke singing before you go into that. Because to deal with very many variables, that is the tech, the electronics and all these things in the very beginning when you're learning will be very formidable. So go in with a simple system so that you gain confidence. Then you can start looking for the other ones. Thank you, GD.
Thank you, Raja. So rightly, as Mr. Raja has said, Abhishek, आप मुझे पिन करिए because बीच में
You are pinned, sir. I just removed his pin. I
हाँ
only
नहीं, I know, but there is some other. Yes, sir. You want to say something, Mr. Nagaraj? No, because okay, you can pin me so that I'll come in the middle. Whoever is speaking can come in the middle, right? So as Mr. Raja rightly said, see, we are all learning, and mind you, even at least Mr. Raja in this case is an engineer, so at least he can talk some technical terms. But for most of us, I'm assuming most of us are not engineers, which may be untrue also. Ki whenever they talk about all these things, it actually in the beginning it confuses you, rather it confounds you, because you don't know ये क्या इसमें से क्या समझना है, क्या लेना है, क्या छोड़ना है. We really don't know many times. And I have, thanks to people like Mr. Raja and a few others, I have actually learned whatever is necessary. I am certainly not saying that we all know everything, but so as he rightly says, we learn as we go along. So isme, I think the main thing I need to tell you is that there is no need to get flustered. There is no need to get upset कि अरे मेरे को ये ठीक से नहीं आ रहा है, I'm not able to understand which mic I should buy. We are all there. We can always guide you people, and we can surely come up with some common approach. Okay, especially for
I want
sir,
to
1
know
minute.
the amplifier.
Sir, 1 minute. 1 minute, sir. मैं मेरा जरा खत्म करने दो, जरा त्रिलोकीनाथ दुबे जी 1 मिनट, क्योंकि क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर हम थोड़ा बाद में रखेंगे, क्योंकि ये टॉपिक जरा ये क्या बोलते हैं उसको, जरा मुश्किल है. लेट मी बी वेरी फ्रैंक, इट्स अ लिटिल टेक्निकल आल्सो. सो आई विल जस्ट गो स्टेप बाय स्टेप. उसके बाद देयर विल बी क्वेश्चंस एंड देयर हैज टू बी क्वेश्चन. हम जरूर प्रश्न उत्तर करेंगे. प्रश्न उत्तर का जो सिलसिला है वो जरूर जारी रखेंगे. So, can I just, Mr. Dubeji, can I just proceed?
No, I just wanted to tell one thing. Are you going to tell me about amplifiers or not? Amplifier का बताने वाले तो फिर मैं क्वेश्चन का तो बाद में आता है, पर बेसिकली एम्पलीफायर के बारे में पूछना है कि एम्पलीफायर परचेज करना है तो बाइक
इसीलिए
करना है तो दोनों को कंफर्टेबल बनाना है.
अगर
आप बताते हैं एम्पलीफायर के बारे में तो वेल एंड गुड. फिर
दुबे जी ऐसा है, हमने अभी माइक के बारे में बात करना, यानी अभी माइक के बारे में ही बात किया है. अब तक हम अभी मिक्सर एम्पलीफायर तक आए नहीं हैं.
ठीक है, ओके,
ठीक है ना सर? तो एक के बाद एक, क्योंकि क्या है ना कि दिस विल बिकम लाइक अ ओवरलोड.
नहीं,
पीपल को ये
बताने वाले हैं क्या बताने वाले हैं तो
जरूर मैं बता दिया था ना कि मैं पहले माइक के बारे में बात करूंगा, उसके बाद मैं मिक्सर एम्पलीफायर के बारे में बात करूंगा, उसके बाद मैं स्पीकर के बारे में बात करूंगा, उसके ही बाद मैं आपके लैपटॉप के बारे में बात करूंगा करके मैं शुरू में ही मैंने बता दिया था. सर मे बी आप जरा लेट आए होंगे, प्लीज. ओके. So as I was saying, we learn from our as we go along. ऐसा नहीं है कि स्ट्रेट अवे एक माइक सेलेक्ट कर लिया, मिक्सर सेलेक्ट कर लिया तो शुरू हो गया. ऐसा नहीं होता है मोस्टली. ओके, तो अभी नाउ वी कम टू द सेकंड टॉपिक which is the 1 second. 1 second, which is a mixer amplifier. दुबे जी का सब्जेक्ट आ ही गया. ओके, अभी नाउ व्हाट इज एन एम्पलीफायर, यानी टेक्निकल उसका जो डिस्क्रिप्शन होगा काफी होगा, बट व्हाट आई हैव पिक्ड अप फॉर यू बिकॉज आई एम आल्सो लाइक यू इज दैट एन एम्पलीफायर increases the power of the sound, increases the power of the sound signal, bas, that's all. An amplifier, by the very name, amplifies, yani increases, okay, the power of the sound signal. Sir Abhishek, you can pin me, sir. Yeah. Okay, now to amplify the sound signal in such a way that the audio part of the song or the music can reach the corners of a large hall or a audience or a large अगर ओपन एयर में हो तो कहीं भी, तो कोने कोने में अगर वो साउंड अगर पहुंचना है तो वी रिक्वायर अ एम्पलीफायर. So there are two things. Amplifier is different from mixer, right? But the equipment which is used is called as mixer amplifier. That's how we use it. ठीक है ना? तो उसमें दो parts हैं. First is amplifier which amplifies. Okay, sir. महावीर हजारे सर, अरे बाप रे, आप लोग का इतना जल्दी है कि आप लोग बहुत तेज हो सर, वेरी वेरी तेज. मैं तो इतना तेज नहीं हूं सर. आपको अभी महावीर हजारे साहब बोल रहे हैं कि आपने तो स्पीकर के बारे में कुछ ही नहीं बताया. तो मैं बोल रहा हूं कि यार फर्स्ट मेरे को जरा माइक के बारे में बात करने दो, उसके बाद मुझे मिक्सर एम्पलीफायर के बारे में बात करने दो, उसके बाद मिस्टर राजा सर उसके बारे में, मिक्सर एम्पलीफायर के बारे में और कुछ भी बताएंगे और कुछ ज्यादा ही बताएंगे. उसके बाद हम स्पीकर पे आएंगे. महावीर साहब सर, अभी मेरे ऊपर आपको भरोसा तो है ना कि आई विल कवर एवरीथिंग. जो मैंने कमिट किया है वो तो हम देते हैं सर.
सॉरी सर,
120% देते हैं हम. ठीक है ना, कुछ कमी नहीं रखेंगे हम. तो जरा शांत सबूरी श्रद्धा की जरूरत है सर. श्रद्धा और सबूरी की जरूरत है, बस और कुछ नहीं. पेशेंस. ओके, तो एम्पलीफायर के बारे में बात कर रहा था. महावीर साहब इमीडिएटली डिस्ट्रैक्टेड मी बाय दिस क्वेश्चन दैट व्हेन आर यू गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट स्पीकर्स. आपने तो स्पीकर तो कवर ही नहीं किया बोल रहे हैं महावीर जी. ठीक है, तो एम्पलीफायर के बारे में बात कर रहा था. तो एम्पलीफायर एम्पलीफाइज द साउंड और द पावर ऑफ द साउंड सिग्नल, helping it to reach the far corners of a hall or of an outdoor area. So if amplifier does that, what does the mixer do? The mixer combines or mixes or it also routes, यानी उसका चैनल बनता है, and it combines numerous audio signals. What are those numerous audio signals? One is your voice coming from the mic. One is the track का जो BGM जो साउंड है, बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक जो बोलते हैं हम, BGM करके वर्ड यूज करते हैं म्यूजिक में. BGM इज बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक. ठीक है ना, तो ट्रैक जो है उसका जो म्यूजिक है वो. ठीक है, एंड सो योर मिक्सर एंड योर वोकल एंड द ऑडियो ऑफ द BGM, these two are getting mixed or combined. So मिक्सर के अंदर जो इनपुट जा रहा है, व्हाट इज द इनपुट? देयर आर टू इनपुट्स. वन इज योर वॉइस थ्रू द माइक एंड द अदर इज द ट्रैक which is coming from the laptop or from the mobile phone or from your iPad, whatever that device may be. तो उसको हम input device बोलते हैं. ठीक है ना. So suppose you are playing a track of पुकारता चला हूं मैं, okay, on your laptop. Sorry, there was an incoming call. So ठीक है ना, बहुत आवाज कर रहे हैं क्या? You can leave. अभी क्या कितना बजा है? 1 minute. 6:30 हो गया. ओके, तो मे बी मैक्सिमम हाफ एन आवर. 7. थैंक यू। हाँ, तो मैं एक यहाँ पे रायगढ़ में, छत्तीसगढ़ में एक ऑफिस में बैठा हूँ, तो सॉरी अबाउट दैट। तो अच्छा, तो द इनपुट डिवाइसेस आर, the input device into your mixer is your mic, which brings your voice, and the device which is giving the track, ठीक है ना। तो ये दोनों को मिक्स करके अगर बीजीएम का साउंड ज्यादा है और आपका वॉइस यहाँ पे है तो सुनने में अच्छा नहीं लगेगा। अगर आपका वॉइस यहाँ पे है और बीजीएम का वॉइस यहाँ पे, बीजीएम का साउंड यहाँ पे, तो भी सुनने में नहीं लगेगा, अच्छा नहीं लगेगा। तो ये बीजीएम होना चाहिए और ये वॉइस होना चाहिए, ताकि दोनों का तालमेल हो जाए, ताकि दोनों एक समान है कि नहीं, सुनने में बैलेंस होना चाहिए ना। तो दैट इज व्हाट द मिक्सर डस to the sound inputs, sound signals which are coming into that. The advantage with the mixer is that there is something called as dynamics of the sound. यानी किसी का आवाज, यानी हमारे जो सिंगर्स के जो आवाज हैं, तो some people have a bass voice, some people have a high pitched voice like Lata Mangeshkar ji, right? And some people have a kind of a medium तो उनका बेस वॉइस ही ज्यादा होता है। लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल लाइक somebody like a डॉक्टर केजे येशुदास, ओके। तो द मिक्सर विल हेल्प अस टू डू एडिशनल एडजस्टमेंट्स, right, to increase the bass or to increase the treble, to give some special effects like echo, to give some what is called as special effects is called as VFX. VFX is called as special effects. तो उसमें जरा वो जो हॉल का जैसा वो जो माहौल जो क्रिएट होता है, that kind of a hall like sound, a party hall like sound, it can give us little additional benefits with the help of a mixer, right? And it can also help us to adjust what is called as a timber जो बोलते हैं, timber means not the wood which is TIMBER, वो wood होता है, लकड़ी का जो timber बोलते हैं। The other is timber of the voice which is called TIMBRE, right? So it can help us to adjust the timber of the voice. यशुदास जी का जो timber है वो naturally वो मेरे से काफी अलग होगा, काफी बढ़िया भी होगा, यानी of a high variety भी हो सकता है, right? So a mixer is required to balance and to mix the different audio signals which are coming into the mixer, and that will be taken by the amplifier part of the mixer amplifier to increase the volume, decrease the volume, etc., and to broadcast it or publish it to the audience. So in a very professional program जो बनता है स्टेज में या फिर कोई क्लब में या फिर कोई अगर कोई दूसरे कोई environment में, situation में, तो there they use mixer amplifier, because then that finer adjustments are needed to give you a balanced output, right? So now coming down to different brands, the most popular brand is Yamaha, which is Japanese, right? And Japanese, any product will always be good, right? So then there is Yamaha, then there is a brand called Studio Master, which is supposed to be very good, Studio Master, right? Then there is one a brand called Extreme Acoustics. Extreme starts with the word, with the letter X. Extreme, right? Extreme Acoustics. Okay? And the price range can be very broad. There can be a mixer amplifier which is available for 5,000 rupees also. But I can also immediately warn you कि वो शायद यानी हाई लेवल प्रोग्राम्स में या फिर स्टेज प्रोग्राम या फिर ऑडियंस करने में वगैरह, ऑडियंस वगैरह को सेटिस्फाई करने में वो छोटा लेवल का मिक्सर ठीक नहीं होगा। घर पे ठीक है, घर हॉल या फ्रेंडली प्लेसेस में ठीक है। Otherwise, the mixer will cost anywhere around 18,000 rupees to 25,000 rupees. But there are mixers available for 4,500 to 9,000 and going up to 16,000 also. That is why I have given you the lower prices also. right? Now, one question was asked immediately just now कि will the mixer do automatic adjustment? कभी नहीं, कभी नहीं, never. Okay, and a mixer which will do automatic adjustment will be dangerous. Okay, because it will go out of control. So in a mixer, all these are in the form of knobs, right? तो वो knob को हमको अपने को adjust करना पड़ेगा, and a mixer will take in. It can take in, normally a mixer can take in 2 mics, it can take in 3 mics also, right? It can take in as many as 4 audio inputs, क्योंकि there could be somebody who is playing an electric guitar, okay, and so he would connect the electric guitar to the mixer. तो ये एक और डिवाइस, इनपुट डिवाइस हो गया, ठीक है ना? देन आपका माइक आएगा, फिर दूसरा कोई और कुछ और इंस्ट्रूमेंट प्ले करता होगा तो उसका जो इनपुट है वो भी आएगा, राइट? सो नॉर्मली देयर विल बी व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज 10 पॉइंट मिक्सर्स. दैट मींस इट कैन टेक एज मेनी एज 10 इनपुट्स. ओके, नॉर्मली उससे नीचे 8 इनपुट वाला मिक्सर आता है लगता है. मैक्सिमम वी शुड गो फॉर एन 8 इनपुट और समथिंग लाइक दैट, बिकॉज देन वी वांट टू बी प्रिपेयर्ड कि अगर कोई एडिशनल दूसरा माइक अगर डाले तो या फिर कनेक्ट कर सकता है, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा, ठीक है ना? सो द एम्पलीफायर विल एम्पलीफाई व्हाट द मिक्सर इज गिविंग to the amplifier. So the mixer will help you to balance the audio or the vocal and the instrumental, or the vocal and the BGM of the track, and it will help you to balance and mix. And jahan pe the audio has to be increased a little bit, it has to be made a little more richer, etc., or the vocal is not coming clearly, it has to be given little more embellishment or strengthening of the vocal, then also the mixer can help. But all these adjustments we have to do only vocally, we have to do only manually out of experience, right? Out of knob mixer, eye mixer has to be done while singing. Sriram Iyengar is asking, knob mixer, sir, once the setting is done, then while singing you should not adjust it too much except to increase the volume. For example, Mr. Sriram Iyengar is asking कि गाते वक्त can you meddle with the mixer? हो सकता है, why not? अगर कोई BGM बहुत कम सुनाई दे रहा है तो you may have to increase the BGM का जो volume, you may have to increase. Or if the BGM is sounding very noisy, you may have to soften it. Softening है कि नहीं? Or if your voice is sounding less क्योंकि आप माइक को ठीक से रख के नहीं गा रहे हो, okay? So then you may have to be told to keep the mic properly, but at the same time adjust the vocals का जो input है उसको जरा adjust करना पड़ेगा, etc. So this kind of a mixer adjustment also we may have to do. Okay, so now I will again invite Mr. S.K. Raja to add on to whatever I have said so far. Yes, Raja.
Again, GD, I think you've brought out all the points. So I am only going to repeat some points so that, it registers with our people properly. So the first stage is when you're wanting to sing, one source of sound is your voice. That is number one. But then you're not singing alone, you're singing to a track. So the next source of sound is the track. Now,
Correct.
Your voice is coming from your body. The track is coming on an electronic way from your phone or from your laptop or from whatever other source. Now, both these things have to be blended. So, stage one is your voice, simultaneously is the track. Both these are getting mixed in a mixer. I am only repeating whatever he said, but it in my own way. Now, in addition to what GD Saab said, the mixer has a facility to take in both the condenser mic as well as the dynamic mic.
Correct.
So, you also have adjustments in the mixer for a dynamic mic or a condenser mic. So what this enables you to set based on your hall acoustics, amplifier, as well as the kind of microphone that you have. Yes, GD, you were wanting to say something.
No, there was only one question from Mr. Ravindra Sapreji. He's saying that does a mixer is connected by Bluetooth? Certainly not. It has to be fully powered. Am I right, Raja?
Correct.
It has to be completely powered.
Yes. A mixer is always powered by an electrical cord.
Correct.
It doesn't. But today you have mixers which can transmit. So what happens in a mixer is there is an audio input, your voice through the microphone, the track through the laptop or phone. Then it gets mixed and it has to throw the sound out. So how does it throw the sound out? Again, by a cord to an amplifier, because nowadays you have a mixer and an amplifier together.
Mixer and amplifier together.
But as Mr. Sharma ji said in the beginning, it is better to go in for separate mixer and separate amplifier. Ahuja has got a very good mixer and they are very budget ones. And you can, it serves all the purpose for you to sing at home or even a small audience.
Correct.
So the output today can also be given via Bluetooth. So that facility is available. But then people like Yamaha and all, the Bluetooth one becomes very, very, very costly. As GD said in the beginning, for beginners, always rely on a corded system so that you are very sure and you are dealing not with very many variables. And finally, the question is, when you are practicing at home, you do the setting based on your acoustics of your room, the system that you have, and the only setting that you have to do is what will be your track volume and what will be your volume, that adjustment. So once you set it, you don't have to fiddle with it when you're singing.
Correct.
But if you're singing for an audience or a small audience, you can always leave the mixer adjustment to another person who is, who will be able to gauge the acoustics of the speaker. So I'll just sum up whatever I said. The mixer is very, very important component, the whole thing. With the mixer, you can control your microphone also, in addition to whatever Mr. G.D. Sharma said about, a treble, bass, giving echo effect. You can give all the special effects in a mixer. And mixers are available in plenty. Indian-made mixers, which are pretty good. One of them is Ahuja, and there are a lot of other ones. And these are available at a price of about 4,000 to 6,000 rupees.
Correct.
And a 4-input mixer is good enough to start. Mr. GD said 8, but I would say 4 because one will be
4 input.
And if another lady singer is singing, the other mic
Second mic
can be good. Yes. And, the track will come through the 3rd input. The track will also have come via an input. So thank you, GD. I think I have.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, as Mr. Raja was saying, he actually reminded me of one more thing. He's right that you can actually go for a 4-input mixer because that's all you require, right? 1 mic for yourself. 2 mics for your duet and things like that, and your input from your BGM. Your track, whatever, and you still have 1 spare. So 4 is also good enough. But I think we all get the standard one, which comes with 8 or 10 points or whatever. Now there was a question that has the mic got to be compatible with the mixer, or some such question was there from Triloknath Dubeji. Now the point is, sir, that you can use either dynamic mic, which does not require a separate power source, or you can use a condenser mic, which requires a power source. So most of these Yamaha kind of mixers, etc., when you use a condenser mic, right in the middle of the mixer box, right in the center, there is a switch, which you have to switch on if it is a condenser mic, because that is the source of the power for the condenser mic. Otherwise, condenser mic will not
give
work.
a 48 volts charge from the mixer. 48 volts.
48 volts charge it will give. Correct. So the Yamaha mixer, which I have at least, has got a switch right in the middle, and it says for condenser mic, like that it says. So it's very clear, self-explained. So you just press that, the red light will be burning. So you know that the mic, condenser mic which you are using is getting a steady power supply and a power source from your own mixer, etc. So that is as far as the compatibility. Both the type of mics are compatible with the mixer. There is no problem. Okay.
No,
So
compatibility.
now quickly,
What I mean by compatibility is not only these two things, two attributes, the two attributes that this is this type or dynamic type. No, that is not. You take mic, depending on your choice, you take mic from which is suitable to you from someone and some company maybe, and you take amplifier from. The compatibility means so many other things. This mic may not go with this amplifier. This amplifier may not go with this this particular type of mic. It is not only these 2 points. Some other points I wanted to know, how to purchase an amplifier and mic which will go best unison between these two. Best combination.
GD, can
If
I answer
purchase
the
from
question?
Yamaha,
yeah, Mr.
anybody
Raja
can
can
answer. Anybody can answer.
दुबे जी, मैं बोल रहा हूँ, आप
बोलिए।
जो कह रहे हो भाई सही बात है, but till the stage of the mixer, this complication does not arise.
Correct.
I'll repeat, till the stage of the mixer, because the mixer can take any microphone.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
However,
the minute the mixer mixes the sounds and gives the output, from there, the compatibility aspect becomes a very important point, which you have very rightly pointed out. Because the question is, all these signals, I'm getting a little technical right now, are analog signals. So even whatever digital sound that you have within the laptop is converted to analog, and the amplifier will accept only an analog signal. So from there, between the amplifier and the speaker, whether it is an 8 ohms or a 4 ohms or a 16 ohms, these variabilities will come, and there one has to go in for compatibility, which is very valid. As an aside, I will say today for karaoke singers, we have mixer, amplifier, and a speaker all put in together also, which is available. So this compatibility issue is sorted out, except that the speaker output may not be big enough for you to sing in a large hall. It is good enough for your room.
correct.
So tell me about just combination of these 3 things, which you told that
G.
ready-made is ready-made. Can you tell something about it? Some brand or some price? Better for me.
Right now, I don't have the brand name. I can give it to you on the WhatsApp. But I'm telling you, but the quality is, see, everywhere it is a trade-off between the quality, price, and the thing.
Yeah.
Purist always will prefer a separate mixer, separate amplifier, separate speaker. There are people who would want all in one, and reasonable quality is good enough. So the choice is left to them. But for beginners, I would say, as Mr. GD has very rightly pointed out at the beginning, that you can have an amplifier and speaker together. Amplifier and a speaker
Mixer.
together, so that the amplification and speaker happens immediately. But the mixer should be separate. My point is that don't go in for a mixer, amplifier, speaker together. Keep the mixer separate. You can take an amplifier and a speaker. You will get a single big speaker, and that's good enough. JD.
Yeah, thanks. So anyway, I think this is a subject which everybody is interested. So fortunately, unfortunately, we are also running out of time. So I'll just quickly now move over to speakers and leave it there. So in the next session, we will deal with this a little bit more. And then we will have those, the singers who are all ready to sing on 3rd of March and things like that. In the meanwhile, Mr. Sriram Iyengar has asked for a question. I'll just read that out just because it is a little related to this one. I'll just find out what is he written. He says, can mixer be used for recording a song? If yes, how? So that is going to be the subject of the next session, because we don't have a time. We don't have the time. The simple answer is, of course, yes, in capital letters. Yes, the mixer has to be used for recording a song, because then don't you want to record a song which is well mixed? I mean, the answer is there in the question actually, right? So anyway, we'll talk about the mechanics of how to organize your recording, how should you do it, etc. In fact, I was just talking to Mr. Raja today morning about this. But I think let me in the sequence of events, so that I am not asked quickly by any of you saying, "Arey, sir, you have not yet spoken about speakers." Let me quickly move on to the speakers. Okay. So the purpose of the speaker is to produce the audio output that can be heard by the listener. That's all. That is the very simplest description of a speaker. The purpose of a speaker is to produce the audio output which is to be heard by the listener, right? And to start with, Bluetooth speakers are good and affordable. I mean, especially when they came newly, they were all as small as a like a small tiffin box or whatever. So they were very useful. Today also we can use we can pair up our mobile phone with a Bluetooth speaker, so that your amplification is good enough for a house or for a small gathering when just some 10 people are present, etc. You can do that. So there are excellent Bluetooth speakers, and they are very, very affordable. In fact, most of the Amazon electronics sale, what kind of infrastructure do we recommend for a Zoom session? That's what. So all these questions are all for the next time, right? So, so as I was saying, today when there is an Amazon mega sale for electronics, etc., the first things that are offered are actually Bluetooth speakers and things like that. So you can certainly pick up some of them. You can pair it with your mobile, and there you are ready to go, kind of thing. So as you graduate from a Bluetooth level speaker to other things, then you look at good brands. For example, there are brands like Alto. There is a brand like Mackey's. There is, of course, Ahuja. There is Behringer. There is Sony, Yamaha, Bose, Edifier, and Marshall, right? And several others. I mean, there are so many such good brands actually. And it's a question of your affordability. So depending upon one's budget and affordability, the prices can range from, see, that's a JBL speaker he's showing you. It is like a, what is it? It's like a pack of matchboxes, a pack of matchboxes that you get normally, right? So the range can be from as little as 1,300 going up to 8,500, and from 10,000 to 13,000 plus, and all of that. Each speaker. Now, some of them come in pairs, the left and the right speaker. They are available for a certain price. Sometimes, if it is a very good brand, only one speaker will cost as much as 10,000 rupees or whatever. Sometimes, like Mr. Raja likes to do, you can also get some very good second-hand speakers, which somebody is disposing of because he is shifting, or because they are moving into a smaller house, or whatever, right? So we can actually get some very good second-hand speakers, refurbished speakers for a very good price, and so on and so forth, right? So yeah. So Raja is actually put on, I think he's showing you the speakers, right? He's showing you his speakers, right? And yeah, so those are all the speakers which he has. He has a very good setup in his house. And so speakers are nothing but the face for the sound, right? Finally, what we hear is from the speaker, right? So Jamila madam says that I have also got the same JBL speaker which Mr. Raja has shown, right? So wonderful. Yeah, so that's how it is. And the last item in our list of equipments is your either laptop or a mobile phone or an iPad device, which we call as an input device, because that is the one on which you will be playing the track, right? So the whether it's a, so somebody said that can I connect Persang to the laptop? Not possible. I mean, not that I know of, right? You can see there is no point in connecting Persang to the laptop, because you like to put it on the TV so that your daughter can sing along with you, your grandchild can sing along with you, maybe your family can sing along with you. So it should be on the TV visible to everybody. And that is, I think, what it is made for. Parsang is made for looking at the TV and singing. That's the very purpose of it. But I don't think it can be connected to your laptop and things like that. Okay. So the laptop normally should have what is called as a good normal sound card. Normally these laptops are all now very, very high on specs, right? And most of these laptops are all they have a good sound reproduction. And anyway, you're going to connect it to the mixer and thereafter to the amplifier and then to the speaker. So there should be no problem really. But you can use your phone. Many phones are very good. I use a Samsung Note 8, fantastic sound reproduction system, very high fidelity. You can use an iPad. Obviously, Apple products are all very good on that. Or you can use a tablet, a Samsung tablet or an LG tablet or whatever it is. And that can be the input device or the source for your track. So there you can play the track. You will have the mics. We have spoken about the mics. It will go into the mixer. The mixer will take it to the amplifier and the amplifier will throw it into the speakers. So this is how the flow chart or whatever from an engineer's point of view you can draw for yourself. But now how do you connect all this together to make it all sound balanced and make it sound very presentable? It's not a big rocket science. I read out the question. How your speaker final voice, I forgot, it went off. Okay, Ravindra Sapre is asking questions. I think it is how your speaker final voice go to the Zoom meetings through wire and not picked by the laptop microphone. Yeah. So that is what, sir, everybody is asking the same question. How do you now connect all this? And whether it is a Zoom or whether it is any such kind of thing, I'm sure we can pick up some resources from seniors today. Also, Abhishek ji is sitting there with all of us all the time. I'm sure he can also throw some light saying that, when we do this talk show, when we do your music show, when we do these competitions, these are the problems we face. This is how we have connected it to Zoom, etc. So all that we will do it in the next program because I think everybody's time is precious. So, everybody has to, I think it is already 7 o'clock. I didn't realize it. So I'm sorry, I had to log in a little late because my laptop could not be connected on Wi-Fi to the office where I'm sitting here. So that's why I apologize for that. But thank you, Raja. On behalf of all of you, I would like to thank Mr. S.K. Raja because, he's always as far as I'm concerned, I mean, all of us are concerned. He is what we call as the go-to person. Go-to means, jab problem hota hai, to whom do we go to, right? The Abad Bandhav, as we call it, right? So he is our go-to person and he's always there with a quick solution, and he's very technologically savvy. Some people are very good, not because he is an engineer, but because of interest and passion, and also perhaps because his wife is a very high level professional musician and so on. So I think that's the reason also why by choice he has to be like that. So thank you very much. Everybody is really thanking us for a very informative session, but I'm sure this is only about 60% of what we really have to do. The remaining 40% we'll try and cover on this session on 3rd. I'm sorry, some of you were ready to sing some songs. Today we thought we'll have a demo, but it's okay. See, we are not wasting the session. We are actually using it for our own benefit, right? So we'll do it next time, not an issue.
Thank you,
hats off
GD.
to the volunteers. For those of you who really volunteered, those 5 singers, hats off to them. I appreciate their spirit. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, GD. Thank you all the
Thank you, Raja.
lovely
Thank you, Raja,
being
sir.
with all these people. I look forward for more
Thank you.
interactions.
Yeah,
And there is
actually,
never
the
no
A
end
to
to
Z-
learning.
Exactly. The
Thank
A
you
to
very
Z
much, GD
group.
Sharma ji and Raja ji.
Thank you so much.
And we'll keep the question answer in next session.
हाँ जी क्योंकि
Always
इतने सारे
thanks to
प्रश्न
Geet
हैं कि
Gata
पूछो
Chal.
मत.
There are
All
many
this thanks to
questions.
Geet Gata Chal.
I know.
That's our platform
Thanks to
of
Geet Gata.